another screen-on scene that was supposed to be heartwarming, you know, tear-inducing, but let me tell you, it missed the mark. What's up, movie nerds? It's your girl, CC, and let's get candid about Eleanor the Great. Eleanor the Great happened to be my 7th screen-on scene, and unfortunately, this time, it did not deliver. Honestly, it was looking like one that would really hit you right here, make you cry, but the story itself kind of ruined that about halfway through.
And you ruined it for me.
The premise had real promise, but the execution was fumbled. Plus, there were just some unnecessary things that were just tacked in that made no sense for the story whatsoever, but it was probably just put in there to tick off some boxes or make some big wigs happy, you know?
I am so frickin' pissed.
Which is unfortunate, really, because I was enjoying the movie, you know, until I wasn't. But that's just my initial review of the movie. Keep on watching to see the full review and whether or not you want to give this movie a shot. There will be spoilers and the reasons for the rating.
You have been warned.
So let's get this party started.
I mean, really, let's do this, mother!
First up is acting, which I give a 7 out of 10. Honestly, no real complaints here. The focal point actors did their job quite well. I mean, they made you feel things when they felt things, so that's good.
It moved me, Bob.
So my only faults were the family of Eleanor, Eleanor herself, and the Holocaust victim group once the story got fumbled. So you know, all of those 3 things really just sucked once the story really sucked.
It's kind of starting to bum me out.
And it was mostly because they just didn't really act like their characters after that. I mean, their characters were one thing in the beginning, then the story gets destroyed, and then they act in a different way. But you know, other than that, the acting was fine. Next is the story and script, which I give a 4 out of 10. Most of the bad movies that I've seen fall apart because of the story, and this one is no exception. Honestly, it started out okay, but by the climax, it completely lost me. But that's not to say there weren't problems in the beginning, because there were. For instance, Eleanor flat out lies to Holocaust victims when there was absolutely no need to.
Was that necessary?
I mean, with her pre-established no-nonsense personality, that choice made no sense whatsoever and completely undercut her relationship with a young college student, Nina. There were so many better ways to bring 2 grieving people together than by resorting to a major and pretty vile lie.
Oh, that's tacky.
Then, during their bonding moments, they randomly bring up sexuality. So unnecessary. It had nothing to do with the story, didn't affect the outcome, and was legitimately never brought up again. This was supposed to be a story about grief and healing, so why write in something so irrelevant? Even so, the biggest problem still is the climax.
I got a problem with this.
The climax is when Eleanor's daughter outs her in front of the Holocaust victim group, Nina, and even the press, humiliating her at a huge moment in her life, which also hurt many people in the process. But then when the fallout happens for Eleanor, the daughter comforts her, like she wasn't the whole reason for the disaster in the first place. And then everything's suddenly fine. Eleanor doesn't even get angry with her, and she doesn't even apologize. It pissed me right off because it felt lazy, unrealistic, and insulting.
I've never been so insulted in all of my life.
There's no way a grown woman would do something so extremely petty unless she intended to destroy her relationship with her mother completely. Plus, Eleanor lying about being a Holocaust victim in the first place? Absurd. I mean, she's pushing 100. How hard would it be to just simply admit you're not a Holocaust victim and you were just in the wrong place at the wrong time? She had so many chances to fess up before it all blew up in her face so spectacularly, yet the script just forced her to keep on digging.
I'm tired of this, Grandpa.
To make matters worse, a news reporter publicly calls her out just to say grief is bad and it makes you do silly things. And then everyone just forgives and forgets, like that's a good justification for anything that happened in this movie. I don't know, the whole conclusion just seemed like nobody really knew how to end it, because making a whole movie about a woman lying about surviving one of the worst tragedies in human history is absolutely insane in the first place.
Cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs.
Next are the details, which I give a 5 out of 10. There was nothing really spectacular about this. The locations, the props, the outfits, all were pretty standard for this kind of movie, and all suited the movie quite well. Nothing seemed out of place, there were no continuity errors, but also nothing stood out to me either.
It's not bad, but it's not great either, is it?
Now we're getting into the nitty-gritty of the full review. So here's your spoiler warning right now.
Spoiler alert.
And let's get into the reasons for the rating. So this movie was a PG-13 drama, and that's pretty accurate. I do think the only thing making making this PG-13 is the heavier language, even though it is quite sparse in this movie, and the content, because it is slightly about the Holocaust and a lot about grief. So let's talk about that.
Drugs and alcohol.
Wine was drank at one point during this movie, but I don't recall seeing anything else. Nobody got drunk, by the way.
Language!
There were 4 S words, 1 Lord's name in vain, 4 others, and 1 bird. And now my new segment.
A moment of silence.
Eleanor's old friend collapses and dies in like the first 10 minutes of this movie. She is also the Holocaust survivor that Eleanor impersonates for the Holocaust victim group. Nina also lost her mother 6 months prior to this movie. And while we're on the subject, the Holocaust victim group as well, because we've got like 7 or 8 people who survived the Holocaust.
And now, for the moment you've all been waiting for.
Overall, I give this movie a 4 out of 10. Eleanor the Great had the potential to be a really good drama, a huge tearjerker, and another great screen unseen. But unfortunately, it tripped over its own story.
Well, it's a mess, ain't it, Sheriff?
Seriously, I don't even think that having superb performances or really amazing details could save a script that hinged on an absurd lie, as well as throwing in pointless details and having a really lazy and unsatisfying end. Frankly, it just wasn't a very good drama. If you want a really good tearjerker about grief and how to survive it, watch My Dead Friend Zoe. Now that was an amazing screen unseen and an amazing movie.
Wrap that up and give it to a child on Christmas, because we're done.
Hey, I hope you enjoyed this review. Make sure to comment down below your thoughts and what you want to see me review next. Also, don't forget to like and subscribe and click that little notification bell so you never miss a review just like this. Also, click right here to check out my review on My Dead Friend Zoe. I mean, seriously, this one wrecked me, guys, but in a good way. And it's definitely a review worth watching if you want to see if you can handle this tearjerker. Anyway, thank you so much for watching, and just remember, right here at Candid Cinema, it's okay to talk, it's okay to text, and I'll CC you later. Bye!